Hey, what's up you guys? This is Rob from The Gay Guy Plays, and today on the Quickdraw, we're rocking wood with the Attica. So as the Melee 2.0 hype train came clanging through Warframe's new solar rails in Update 13, the Attica got a bit lost in the fold. While its awesome styling and wood grain finish were beautiful to look at, it just didn't have quite enough substance to come head to head against the rush to get our hands on the new Melee stances. But now that the dust is settled, the penetration can finally begin. You can find the Attica's blueprints in the dojo's Tenno lab after you've completed research on the axe stiletto, but do be aware that it does take Mastery Rank 4 as well as a forma to craft. Now if that inconveniences you, you can always pick it up in the market pre-built along with the catalyst for 125 plat. Now the Attica's primary damage type is puncture, with a decent amount of slashing and a near negligible amount of impact, making its damage spread perfectly suited to penetrate Grineer armor. However, when it comes to the rest of the factions, the proper elemental modding is going to be a requirement if you want it to be effective. As for the mechanics, the Attica currently has the highest base damage of all primary weapons. It also has a high base accuracy, decent base crit chance, and can be fired full auto. To top it off, it adopts the physics impact capabilities of its bow counterparts, meaning that its bolts strike so hard that enemies it slays are launched backwards and can deal damage to enemies in that path. Just keep in mind that physics impact does not equal punch through, so it won't be able to penetrate Lancer shields. Now while all that's great, the Attica definitely suffers from the almost, but not quite, syndrome. While weapons don't necessarily need to have amazing stats across the board to turn it into a beast, what they do need is mechanics that synergize, and unfortunately, the Attica doesn't quite hit the mark. While its base damage is high, its reload speed is lengthy and its fire rate and clip size are quite low, meaning that firing this for an extended amount of time isn't feasible. It's like having really good sex, but finding out your partner is a Minuteman. Really? Is that it? You're done? Already? But it was so good while it lasted. And while it does have a high base accuracy, it's only really there to offset its projectile flight arc and speed. And since it's a crossbow and not a bow, you can't charge the shots to improve either. When it comes to the crit, with the max point strike you can mod it up to a 50% critical chance, which basically means that half the time you're going to be doing some pretty good damage, and the other half you're going to be disappointed that you're not doing pretty good damage. To top it off, it's only got a crit multiplier of 1.5, leaving you to wonder, do I mod for the crit chance even though it's just 50-50? And with the 1.5 multiplier, is the crit damage mod even worth it? Or do I pump up the base damage so it's more consistent? It's a huge cock tease. Seriously, fuck or walk, Attica. All in all, I think the real issue here is the fact that the Attica is just good. My initial instinct is to try to mod this into some sort of insane version of itself, but the fact is the mechanics just aren't there. Now, don't get me wrong, it works half decently, it's better than a good amount of the weapons out there. But the fact is, as cool as it looks, it just isn't the best. So I figure, why not exploit the one thing the Attica is good at? Putting a nice hard slab of wood right where it belongs. So thank you all for watching another episode of the Quickdraw. Be sure to check out the previous episode on the Sero, as well as my first Let's Play ever. It's kinda bad, but you know, show it love anyway. Be sure to do the thing that I ask you to do at the end of every one of these, and as always, stay tuned for more hard wood here at A Gay Guy Plays. Pressed firmly against my back. That's where the Attica belongs, just in case you didn't catch that. Dear Lord God, I'm having to explain my jokes. I'm fucked.